looks like we were totally on point here, guys. Look at that. Like, we made it right into the green, and then we dropped with the reversal right there on the 18th. I mean, it's like clockwork. So if you're following along with the Mercury retrograde strategy, then the next expectation is that we should be down here in this red ellipse come February 7th. Close out of the calls, purchased here, triple down on the puts, purchased here on the 29th as well, and then ride those puts here to the 7th and cash out for a pretty solid profit. Are we gonna break through the 400 price level? I doubtful. We're probably gonna reach like the same price, the same high that we've already met, is my sense. Because we've had this big reversal here. We may not even come back to it. I might have been off by a day based on the Mercury retrograde strategy, but I wouldn't be betting on the long side anymore. I'd be betting on the short side now. Because the trend is now reversed. We may open higher tomorrow and then decline, but based on what I'm seeing, we open higher than where we are. Or where we close, I should say. Why is it doing this? Wow. Okay, so likely we open up higher and then we decline.
Hey, Carolyn.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a pump going on there at the end of the day, that's for sure. But as far as the Mercury retrograde strategy, look at that, guys. I mean, I drew this green ellipse on the 29th. So the next ellipse that we should fulfill as the final portion of Mercury retrograde strategy is this red ellipse. So we should decline into this red ellipse. We'll probably see something like this, right? We're going to follow basically the same pattern as this portion of retrograde. So we should see something like probably. I mean, the cards say high tomorrow, but I feel like it's probably going to be the same or close to the same high. I don't think it'll be a new high. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go with Mercury retrograde strategy because there's been some discrepancies in the January, but the Mercury retrograde strategy has held pretty solid. The overall trend, we may see the high again, but it's gonna be bearish into that red ellipse. So the Mercury retrograde strategy was buy calls on the 29th that expire out past the 18th, and buy puts on the 29th that expire out past the 7th, right? So now you sell the calls for a profit, or you would have done that in the morning, sell the calls for a profit, and then I triple down on the puts, bringing the cost average down on those substantially down, and then as we go down here, I should make back the loss on the puts and actually make a gain on them because I tripled down. And that's the Mercury retrograde strategy. So far it's held pretty solid. I would go with that overall arch rather than what the dailies are saying. my sense is it's probably the same high. I could be wrong though. I mean, Mercury retrograde strategy would have us going down deep tomorrow. And also, I wouldn't count on the 24th being a highest high. I should probably just clarify that. Based on the discrepancies that I've seen, I think this highest high, it's not. It's a correlation. This is a correlator to one of the overarching readings, but doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be the highest high. It's just a possibility. And based on what we're seeing for Mercury retrograde, I think it's an unlikely possibility that we see the high there on the 24th. Maybe we do, but what I can count on, even if we did see the high again on the 24th, what I can count on is us being down here come the 7th. Hey, Lude. Yeah, there's a public reading for Tesla coming out pretty soon too, a few days. Oh, it's already public. Cool. Came out today. Tomorrow we've got Ocean Protocol. On the 21st we got ICP. We got a bunch of stuff starting to come out now that retrograde has passed. Tesla. Yeah, I'm not sure where I would have said enter long on Tesla, Carolyn, because it doesn't look like an entry point for entering on the long side. We've got a lowest low coming up. So I was off on the highest high. That was a high probability, but that was a peak, but not a highest high. It looks like the highest high ends up being here. I don't know. I see it on the 24th as well. There's a crest on the 24th as well. But I mean, for the most part, I would be betting on it going to the downside now because we've got this sideways S formation. Yeah, I would go with Mercury retrograde strategy over these. Some of this stuff had to be interpreted during retrograde, so you know, it's a little less reliable than I would like. I'm pretty sure Elon Musk is a Cancer. I might have that. I might. Let me see. Yeah, Elon Musk is a Cancer. So it's very likely I'm a Cancer. I'm sure he has some. I mean, I would just hold the SPC. I wouldn't get out of SPC. You might want to buy protection against it if you hold shares. Like, I'm probably gonna sell. I might have missed the opportunity. Let's see. Yeah. If I get another opportunity, what I'll do is I'll sell calls against the shares that I own. Because we're going to have a little bit of a retracement. And then we'll come back to these highs again. Hey, Joe. So, let me bring you up to speed on the Mercury retrograde strategy. So we definitely fulfilled this green. I mean, look at that. That's freaking perfect. They went from the top of the range to the bottom of the range on the day of reversal right there. I was a little worried maybe it was going to be early or something, but Mercury retrograde is so, like, profoundly accurate, or the strategy is profoundly, like, it's like clockwork. So you can see here, which leads me to believe that if we do have a high tomorrow, it's going to be probably like the same price level. I mean, even if we do see these highs again, right? Like, even if these highs do hold up, February 7th, we should see a notable decline. I mean, we should see a notable decline into February 7th, I should say. Mostly all of the charts and investments, we're going to see like a repeat of what we saw here for the most part. Right? We had the opposite happen here, and now we get a repeat. Mercury's going its proper direction in the sky here, pauses. It's now going reverse here, pauses. Now it's going through that same area of the sky again in the proper direction, same area that it went through here, and we should see that repeat. Any questions before I roll, guys? A Haunting. I don't know if I watched that. But I'll just point out how insanely accurate that was. That green ellipse was drawn on the 28th when we were on the 29th on the calendar. That's cool. It always seems so funny to me when I watch these shows with paranormal investigators. Like, they're trying so hard to prove that this stuff exists, and it's like, I know it exists. Like, I deal with it all like every day. I like basically operate in a different reality than most people do. FTNT. Is that a ticker? FTNT? Oh, Fortinet. Appreciate it, Lud. Bullish or bearish? I'm gonna go with bearish. Let's see what my cards say. I'm pretty much bearish on the market right now, guys. Like I said, we should see a repeat. And my Mercury retrograde strategy is holding up like insanely accurately, so I would go with that. Sometimes I'm off, sometimes I'm not, you know? Mercury retrograde strategy is holding up. Let's see. TNT, bullish or bearish? Yeah, definitively bearish. That's FTNT. That's the most bearish card in the deck, and it's also a decline on like more than just a stock scale. It's like on a index or like a sector kind of scale. I kind of hope we get another high, because I moved money into the account for this trade and it didn't get there in time, so kind of missed out on it. But as far as my paper trading, we would have taken in $964 profit per contract, per call contract thus far, and we'd be down on the puts, but we hadn't closed out at a loss. We just tripled down on that for cost average down. That was a good move, Carolyn. The NVIDIA put spread. Nvidia's looking kind of erratic. Nvidia, I'm getting like a lot of up and down kind of energies. For this week. It's bearish this week. So, at least that much. Looks like bearish next week too. Alright guys, I'm going to roll. As always, thanks for watching. Make sure you follow that rule of karma. Super important that you follow the rule of karma every single time you make money from this information. It doesn't matter if it's $1. It doesn't matter if it's $100,000. It's the act of fulfilling the rule that matters. And